Right, what we're going to do in this video is we're going to have Pro Tools, Logic, Max MSP and Ableton Live all running at the same time. Oh my gosh. Right, so just a quick recap then. What we have done is we have created a, using Audio MIDI setup, we have created a monster with our Pro Tools aggregate I/O. Let's get rid of that. So we have we've got Sunflower in the mix here as well as our standard outputs. Now, if you've got additional sound cards, additional hardware, you can of course combine those with this technique as well. But that is beyond the scope of this evening. All right, so let's have a look at our Pro Tools session and see what we've got. So I recorded some stuff off the radio earlier. We're not using that anymore. We're not going to use Firefox or any other browser, in fact, in this session. We are going to have our drum loop playing out of Pro Tools. We are going to have the ES2, which is going to be driving this MIDI here is going to be sent into Logic. Now, because we're going to be using Max as well, and we've only got two channels for our inputs on Soundflower, what we need to do is have mono inputs from Logic and from Max. So on my output track here, if we go up, in fact, if I do this, and you can see it better. Okay, on my output track here, I have this little symbol which means stereo. Let's hit that. And what we've got now is separate left and right. Okay, so let's just mute the right output. Okay, so now when that plays back, that should just be coming out of the left output. And if we go back to Pro Tools and we have a look at our, let's delete that auxiliary now. We're going to delete that. And we're going to make that just a mono one. So let's have a new mono auxiliary, create that, and again ES2 aux, and we're going to make careful here. Let's set the output to our built-in, and the input is going to be on our Soundflower left. Okay, brilliant. And then we're going to have another auxiliary for Max MSP to come in on. That's also going to be mono. And this time it's going to be quick. Let's change that to our outputs. And this time it's going to be Soundflower right. Okay, good. And that's going to be Max aux. Okay. Cool. Now, what I've got in Max is a because we're not taking audio out to Max and then back in again, we're just playing it from Max this time. So I've got a thing here. This is again going into the DAC output. So why aren't we hearing that yet? Sunflower. Because I created an audio track. There we go, that's what that sounds like. So let's just delete that and create an audio track instead. Okay, Max aux. Okay, and repeat this stage. All right, there we go. Have I got a... Oh dear. Right. There we go. That's what we wanted. Let's just turn that down for now. Okay, and the rewire thing should be fairly easy. So let's just do a quick... we can make a How should we do this? Should we do an instrument track, or should we do a MIDI and let's do a MIDI track, and we're gonna do a stereo aux. Okay, so and then we can open up Live. Now again, I'm not going to go into there because my version of Live here is actually 32-bit. So what I've done is I've got two versions of Live on my machine. I've got the 64-bit version and my normal 32-bit. So I'm going to open up the 64-bit because the 32-bit version will not work. So we're going to do that. Okay, and that should be running in Rewire Slave. Or is it not happy about it? Let's see. No, it's not happy about that. Let's just try that again. In fact, I know what we need to do. What you need to do here is, before you actually open Live, is go to Instruments, Ableton Live. We're going to load up the plugin here first. Let's do that. So we do that on the instrument track, and then we're going to try that again. Yay! So it says running as Rewire Slave. It's happy. Okay, waiting for that to do its thing. Okay, and let's just get some kind of synth going on. Let's just delete all these to avoid confusion. And we're just gonna, let's see, let's just have something paddy, shall we? Let's do that. Okay, we'll chuck that on. This is exactly the same in Live 8, by the way. You just do exactly the same kind of deal. Okay, and then we're going to send that to the Rewire Out Mix LR. And the MIDI is coming from, we could do bus 2 here maybe. Although we're not sending MIDI anywhere else, so and we should be able to in Max. Actually, we should just be able. There we go. We can just do it straight there. So that should be fine actually. And then we can program something on that MIDI track. So Live mid and Live aux. And there we should be able to just program some MIDI. Okay, I'm not going to worry about whether it's in tune or not. Life's too short. Ooh, okay, let's have some more, a bigger buffer size. Okay, and there we have it. We have Pro Tools, we have Logic, we have Max, we have Ableton Live all running together. I hope you're impressed. Okay, and that concludes that little series. Thank you for listening. Please